Howdy, folks. How's the sound? How's the lighting? And how are you? Today, what do I even do today? Flip. Oh, I mainly prep for this stream in the morning, and then watch Amphibia for the rest of the day. That's about it, really. Yeah, not a very eventful day. I'm enjoying Amphibia, by the way. It's kind of new to me. I think I started watching it maybe Saturday or earlier, and yeah, I'm into it. I like the chillness of it, like the whole swamp village in general. Just the atmosphere of the swamp village, I really dig, and I love frogs. It's kind of like a bit more of a laid back Owl House in a way, but that's just my verdict after 5 episodes. It's probably gonna get a little wilder, and I've seen foreshadowing for like how much more darker and serious it gets, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm digging it so far, really enjoying it. Sorry about your mum having COVID, Soda. Hope she recovers soon. Evan says, by the way, I recently saw Lightyear in cinemas. I thought it was okay and would give it a B+ grade. I heard that it's very like That's the main reaction I've seen from people, is just like, a lot of people are saying like the first half is great, but then the rest of it becomes very cliche. I won't know because I can't afford to go to the cinema, but hopefully I'll be able to go and see it eventually. I'll probably end up watching on streaming. At my hello, Soda. Sounds good, says Leo. Steaming Shark 644. Have you seen DuckTales 2017? Nope. It's on my watch list though. It's definitely on my watch list. I will definitely get around to it. It looks fun. It looks really fun. I've seen clips of it and everything. And I know what it's going for. I've seen one episode, but that's it. I like that it has a lot of very nerdy guest stars, like Edgar Wright and people like that. I like cartoons that do that, because Phineas Ferb does that as well. They bring all the nerdy guest stars in there. Martian 1990. Hi Jam, have you seen the sequel to Peter Rabbit? I forgot Peter Rabbit 2 was even a thing. That kind of came and went, didn't it now? Oh, yeah, I completely forgot that happened. Evan, my grandma says the only reason people don't like Lightyear is because of one of the characters is married to someone of their gender. Yeah, I've heard about the controversy about that. It's really dumb. Really, really dumb. Whew. Okay, so in the stream, I'm going to be talking about Cinderella 2, Dreams Come True. This is my second time watching this film, by the way. The last time I watched it was when I did that top 5 best or worst Disney sequels video, like yonks ago, so it's been a long time. Evan asks, how's the review going to work? Again, I'm just gonna ramble. You can you can intervene, you can like add your opinions and that kind of stuff. I've realized that when I do a live review and I say my opinion and wait for other people's opinion, it's a little awkward because of the Twitch delay. So it's best that I ramble, but also keep an eye on a Twitch chat to see what you have to say. Yeah, we'll see how things go. We'll see how things go. Howdy, Nick. Soda, I like to forget the Peter Rabbit movies. Steaming Shark, Cinderella 3 is still the greatest, right? Oh, I love Cinderella 3. Love it to bits. It's a great film. I'd say it's probably my second favourite Cinderella film that I've seen. It's that damn good. Speaking of which, if you really want to if you want me to talk, if you want to hear my thoughts on the original 1950 Cinderella from Disney and many other Cinderella movies, go check out the Film Chums podcast I did with Sora on a bunch of Cinderella movies where we kind of like debate which is the best Cinderella movie. Yeah, it'd be really awesome if people go and give that a chance, especially if you want to hear my thoughts on the first film, which I do. I really do like the first film. Evan, just to let you know, I've only seen parts of Cinderella 2, so I can't say much, but I'll do my best. No worries, no worries. If you have no opinion, it's fine. You can just listen or read other people's responses. It's cool. That's the thing with my streams. Just letting them to be chill. Just letting to be chill. You make the stream what you want it to be. Nick, I just watched your top 5 best and worst Buzz Light of Star Command episodes right before I was notified you were live. Ooh. I like when that happens. That's really it's really fun. So is Cinderella 2 the one where the prince jumps out the window? And that's Cinderella 3. That's amazing. Oh, it's such a great moment. Prince Charming in general in the third film is just he's a class act. He's one of the best Disney himbos. Zelda Cinderella 2 Dreams Come True. It's meh. It's okay. That's the thing I would say is like it's not as bad as I remember it being on my first watch. The second watch, I was like, hey, it's fine. I'll get into what I mean. I'm not saying like, oh, it's underrated, it's perfect, we need to give it a better chance. I was just like, Steven Shark. I recently watched Enchanted. Great story, great characters, but it's not a very good comedy. I agree with all those, but I disagree about the comedy. I remember finding it really damn funny. Like, not like laugh out loud constantly funny, but it has its own charming sense of humor. But I do think Uncharted is a great movie. I really do. But Nick, I also just started a new job as a pizza delivery guy. Well done, Nick. Hope you're enjoying that job and hope your boss is treating you right. Evan, all I can say for now is Cinderella 2 is far more boring than Cinderella 3. It's possibly on par with Belle's Magical World. I wouldn't go that far. That's the thing I would say is that, like, Cinderella 2, it's not great, but, like, if you put it next to Belle's Magical World, it's far more watchable. Far more watchable. So then, now we can get a Super Mario Nation Woody's Roundup series. Oh, I'll be down for that. Zelda, Anastasia is my favourite character in this movie. Steven Shark, that's just my opinion. If you think Enchanted, yeah, if you stick to your opinion, mate. Stick to your opinion, mate. I'm just throwing my 2 cents in. Okay, right. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's get the ball rolling because it's been a bit of a little chat we've had. Okay. Just you probably can't tell. I don't know if you can tell, but like I have to. For summer streams, I have to close the window and turn off my fan, so I'm not going to be my 100%. Leo, I remember liking Cinderella 2 as a kid, mainly because I like seeing Cinderella as a hands-on royal around the house and town, which are tropes I still carry over with my friends. Yes, I'll get into that. That's some... Yeah, I'll definitely get into it. Okay, where do I begin? So, I think it's important to talk about the actual, like, framing device. So, like, the actual... framing device. The framing. I'm trying to look at chat while also explaining the film. Sorry. So with this framing device, you basically got the mice are making their own storybook. They make their own storybook, and the fairy godmother is listening to them. The storybook is a framing device for 3 separate Cinderella-based stories. Okay, and I'll be completely honest. The whole kind of like Disney sequel format where it's like slap a bunch of cartoon episodes together, kind of cheap, kind of lazy, but this is actually one of the better ones. And I'd say this is one of the better ones. There's a lot worse ones. There are ones where they just use existing cartoons and they barely tie it together very well. Like a good example of that is Tarzan and Jane. Tarzan and Jane is just got the thinnest framing device ever. This one is actually trying to have a decent framing device. No, I would disagree, Steven Shaw, that this framing device in this one's like Tarzan and Jane. The Tarzan and Jane one, with that one, it's like it's basically Tarzan and Jane. It's basically no. So Jane is like trying to decide on, I think it's how to propose to Tarzan or something, or is it? It's something like it's a present. It's like a wedding anniversary present or something like that. And that's the framing. That's just the framing, and it's really thin. it's really thin because like they're trying to tie all these classic Legend of Tarzan episodes together just with that, and it barely works. At least with this one, there's some charm to it. There's some actual effort to it. I think it's a cute setup for wrapping around these segments. I really like how the fairy godmother is like keenly listening to all these stories. She's actually genuinely interested in the stories that the mice have to share. But however, I will admit that it can get carried away at points, like when the stationery are enchanted and they start going crazy. It's like Disney couldn't really trust kids to pay attention to like just this nice, quiet arts and crafts sesh with the mice, and they panic animated something a bit more wacky for the sake of it. But overall, I'm fine with the framing device. I think framing device is cool. Evan says that Cinderella 2 is the #1 worst Disney sequel from Watch Mojo. I don't really trust Watch Mojo, and I have a mate that works for them. I definitely wouldn't say it's the worst one. There's far worse. I wouldn't even put it on the top 10 worst. Soda, was this meant to be like a pilot for a TV series? No. So sometimes they were. Sometimes the Disney sequel would be like a pilot, kind of like chopped together, a bit like Atlantis, Milo's Return, and Belle's Magical World. But with this one, I think they were like original stories. Like it's just 3 original stories that they kind of like squashed together. Soda, I enjoy Tarzan and Jane. It's bare bones, but I enjoy the episodes. Yeah, I'd say I know this is kind of irrelevant at the moment, but I will chip in about Tarzan and Jane, seeing as it's a similar kind of film. Even though it has a very bare bone, very thin framing device, the cartoons they cut to are Legend of Tarzan episodes, and that's a great show. So like, yeah, that's why I don't dislike it. I just feel like the framing device is crap. Sima Shark says, Watch Mojo are too cold with reviewing stuff sometimes. I'm not going to say too much because, again, I have a mate that works for them and I don't want to say the wrong thing. Evan says the framing device is kind of relaxing. It is. When it's not going a bit too silly, I feel like it's kind of chill. And it's kind of nice to see the mice just like drawing together and getting along. Fairy Godmother's like, oh, this is nice. Tell me more. That's cute. That's nice. Nick, personally, I think either Belle's Magical World or Mulan 2 is the worst Disney sequel. I'm still debating which is the worst. So I think The Little Mermaid and Aladdin managed to have a TV series. Yeah, they did. There's quite a few TV series spin-offs. So the framing device, fine. I think it's cute. I think it's nice. I can totally see why kids would be like, oh, this is nice. I like this. And that's the thing about a lot of there's a lot of framing devices for Disney sequels where you just feel like it's not even trying to tell a story, but for this one, it's literally characters telling the story, and it's in a really nice, cozy little place as well. It's like, yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it. Soda, 6 on me got into a fight over the original Atlantis movie and Milo's Return. Wow. I'll definitely get to Milo's Return at one day. I definitely would like to talk about that. Okay, so the first segment is called Aim to Please. Now, with this segment, it's basically what's happened is there's a royal banquet being planned, and Cinderella has to take care of it, while the prince and the king go off and do some kind of state affair kind of thing. And Cinderella is trained by this woman called Prudence, who's very traditionalist, and it's very much about Cinderella having to follow all these rules and traditions. The Prudence is like forcing upon her, and as it goes on, Cinderella is kind of like losing like a part of herself, kind of. I'll admit that this segment is a little repetitive. It's a little repetitive at times because most of the time it's just Cinderella being forced to do something. She fails it, and then Prudence is like, "This isn't how it's done." That's pretty much most of the segment. Computer Guy. I've just started talking about the first segment, so it's cool. Yeah, and I like that the segment is talk about how traditions can be traditions for the sake of being traditions. Like a lot of the things that Prudence is saying, oh, we do this is what we do. They're just there for the sake of it. They're not really there because they're convenient or they're helpful or constructive. So I like that it's criticizing traditions, not because. Not out of spite, not saying like, oh, this traditions in general are a bad idea. No, it's just saying that these particular traditions, they're very creatively bankrupt. They have no purpose beyond just keeping something going. So yeah, it's cool. And like in general, I like how the segment explores the unhealthy demands and restrictions of royal culture, which is something that I feel like needs to be addressed a lot more. There's a lot of media that like there's a lot of media that really glorifies what being a royal is like, but there's actually kind of some toxicity going there behind the scenes, and not enough media covers it. I think a good example of it is King Ralph. But yeah, I like that this segment is good with that. Steven Charlotte, what are your thoughts on Jennifer Hale's voice for Cinders? I love Jennifer Hale's voice. She's really good. Like she sounds a bit like, I think it's Eileen Woods, who was the original. Sounds like that, but she's also kind of slightly modernized it and made it a little tiny spunkier, and like, yeah, it's a nice sounding voice. It's really good. You can really hear the kindness in her voice. Like I really like Cinder's voice. I think the whole voice cast in general does a really good job, and a lot of the voice cast are like classic veteran voice actors, and a lot of them are doing like multiple voices. You can barely tell because they're so talented. So it's cool. Hi Cameron. Evan, a part of me kind of wants these kinds of stories to call out on traditions because they do more harm than good. Yeah. And Evan says that Jennifer Hale's voice is soothing. It is very, very soothing. Cameron, while Cinderella 2 is my least favourite about the trilogy, I still think it has a charm to it. Hello, Collectathon. So yeah, about carrying on with Aim to Please. So what else can I really say? I kind of like how Disney are teaching the downsides to the princess life, and how you kind of have to ruffle a few feathers to actually be yourself in royal culture. You don't see that very often. A lot of Disney films really like to play up how perfect, how amazing, and how fantastic and magical being a princess is. But this one's kind of like saying, you know, no, it's not that good. Nick said, Jennifer Hale has always been one of my all-time favourite actresses. She's easily one of the best voice artists out there. My favourite roles of hers are Sam in Totally Spies. Oh, didn't know it was her. Black Cat and Spider-Man, and Jean Grey in anything X-Men related. Collectathon, one of my 5 major Disney trends that basically abuse their properties. Good guy, I don't like the segment, but it's not the worst from this movie, really. Yeah. I get you. Evan, do you think this movie does a better job of the Be Yourself message from Cars 2 and the Emoji Movie? Oh, hell yeah. That's kind of a low bar, though. Hi, Illumity. Okay, what was it? Sorry. I'm so sorry. I find it very... I'm trying my best to kind of like pay attention to chat and pay attention to what I need to say about the film. I very rarely actually done like live reviews, so I'm not that experienced when it comes to like doing both. Sorry. I like that we really feel for Cinderella in this segment. She's having a whole freedom and a whole freedom of expression repressed. She's cut off from her working class friends, and she's being treated more like a prop for tradition than her own woman. And I like that we get to a point where basically Cinderella rebels, but not in a way, but still stays to her character, because like she tries to calm Prudence down. She's always assuring Prudence, like, look, I know what I'm doing is kind of scary for you. I know you're afraid of how the king's going to react, but it's going to be fine. Just trust me. So I like that. I like that she gets to be defiant and rebellious while staying true to her kindness and her soft-spoken nature. You can tell that Cinders feels for Prudence. She really does. And I like that towards the end, Prudence warms up to Cinderella's changes, and the film doesn't like cruelly punish her for just doing her job. She's like, oh, you know what? Yeah, actually, Prudence is like, oh, there's a part of me that kind of likes this. What's chat saying now? Whoa. Very busy chat today. Leo, I just really like seeing her being proactive as a princess, doing her duties, but innovating everything around the palace. Yes. It was one of the only times I was exposed to as Disney princess actually being politically savvy. Yes, exactly. Really great point. She is a very active character in this film. I think in all three segments, she's a very active character. I mean, say what you want about this film, but I feel like the one thing it does the best is staying true to the Cinderella character. There's so many things I could get behind in terms of like negative criticism, but I feel like this trilogy just does a brilliant job with Cinderella and doing something a bit more with her. She's a bit more than the character she was in the first film. Yeah, there's also a song in the segment called "Follow Your Heart." It's a very uplifting song that reflects Cinderella believing in herself more, going with the rhythm of her heart instead of tradition. But it's maybe a bit too poppy for a Cinderella song, though. It does kind of stick out. I'd say that's my problem with all the songs in this film. Is like when you hear them, it's like this doesn't sound like it belongs in the Cinderella series, and like even in Cinderella 3, it doesn't have these kinds of songs in them. They're like country pop songs. It's a little odd. It's a little odd how they're there. They're not bad songs. They're kind of forgettable, but like they do kind of make you go, oh, this is in a Cinderella movie, okay. Where am I in chat? Collectathon. Thank you for following Steaming Shark. Collectathon. From what I could guess, it was about Cinderella not being able to get into a concert, so she tries to sneak in without anyone noticing. I'm not what. I don't remember that being a segment in this. Evan, although Cinderella is not as active as in the third Cinderella. Oh no, definitely not. But like, they're at least trying to make her a bit more active, in a subtle kind of way as well. Collectathon bingo. You explained everything wrong with most of the 2021 Cinderella movie. Leo, I guess I was never keen on Disney princesses as a kid because they were never interesting in their roles as actual royal leaders. Little me liked this segment for that reason. I preferred queens because in theory they got to actually do stuff. Yeah, I get that. 100% get that. Okay, so let's move on to the. By the way, I just want to show a little image of Prudence finally warming up and getting to dance with someone and being happy. It's nice. It's nice. It's a nice little end for her character arc. It's nice. Billy's just Billy. You missed the review of the first segment, I'm afraid. Steam and Shark. At least Disney are over the whole damsel in distress thing. Okay, so the next segment is. God, okay, I have to talk about it. The next segment is Tall Tale, and it's basically about Jack feeling very self-conscious as a mouse, feeling like he can't help out. So the fairy godmother turns Jack into a human. And I will agree with the consensus. This is the worst segment. This is the worst segment, but it's not as bad as I remember. It's not as bad as I remember. I'm not saying like, oh no, it's people need to give it a better chance. I'm like, yeah, it's watchable. I get why people dislike it, but at the same time, I don't dislike it as much as most other people. Like, I do sympathize with Jack's desire to help and show love to Cinders, but he's too small, and the mice are frowned upon in the palace, and the royal cat is always after him. I can imagine how frustrating that must be for him. So, like, I get that, and it's nice how the fairy godmother looks out for Cinder's loved ones, not just Cinderella herself. I like that. That's nice. Whoa! Look, got a lot of chat now. Yeah, everyone's saying this is the segment that like the least. Collectathon, he looks like a male version of Mido from one of those Proto-Sylvester and Tweety cartoons. Billy, what do you think of Anastasia, the stepsister storyline in this movie? I'll get to that, Billy. I'll definitely get that. That'll be the last segment. Here we go. What do you mean, like the least? I don't like any. I mean, dislike the most. Sorry. Okay. This is the one I dislike the least. But like again, if you're expecting me to be a bit more angry, I'm not gonna be. Like, I have my issues, but I've seen worse. Soda, it's cursed as the time as the UL comics turn Sonic into human. Evan, if I were writing the story, I would have had Gus be the main character. He is the more incompetent mouse. Leo, despite everything else around it, I can't deny I adore his character design. It just took so many design elements I love. Oh, 100%. That's something that I think has held up a lot more since rewatching this segment, is that Jack's design is great. Like, it looks like Jack Jack. That is Jack Jack as a human. They did a really good job with it, like with the nose, the buck teeth, the floppy hair. It's good. It's good, and I like his little suit. Like, yeah, that's a very good character design. Lumity, I don't get why Jack Jack is terrified of the cat like he is a human. Wouldn't he be able to exact revenge on him or something? Yeah, that was weird. I have nothing on that. It's a weird running thing. I feel like they were struggling to give a conflict for him. Steeman, what do you think of the movie's animation as a whole? It's okay. I feel like the animation's fine. There are better animated Disney sequels, but there are also a lot worse animated Disney sequels. The animation's decent. It's fine. I can look at it. And I don't cringe, and I don't feel like, oh, there are some nice little moments. There's nice little animated moments. Collective one. If I directed a segment, I would have fired everyone and just put an hour of Anthony Daniels as C-3PO exploring the Cinderella universe as part of the Disney cinematic universe. Okay. Yeah, everyone's in agreement that, like, Jack Jack's design is pretty good. It's a pretty good design. It's a pretty damn good design. There's sorry, mine's gone blank now. There is another song now called The World Is Looking Up to You. It's bouncy. It goes along with the story that's being told. But again, it's kind of weird hearing a country pop song in a Cinderella film. Yeah, there's nothing much I can really say about the song. I also really like the Spring Festival backdrop. I think that's fun. I think it's kind of entertaining to see all these characters enjoying themselves, and the festival itself has a lot of bright colours. There's lots of rides that I think the kids watching will be like, oh, I wish I could go on that one. But yeah, that's as much as I can really say in terms of like positives. I think I probably have more, but like this is the weakest segment. There's just too much emphasis on forced slapstick. That's the main shtick of the whole thing. Is like let's see Jack Jack fall over. Let's see Jack Jack walk into this. Let's see Jack Jack hurt himself. That's most of it. He's just prattling about half the time. And there's only so much I can really watch of him hurting himself constantly. Leah, the design combined with Rob Paulson's voice just makes him so appealing. I would gladly watch a movie with him as a lead in a different story. Yes, absolutely. Totally agree. I would have been down if it was just a Jack Jack movie and they kind of like fleshed out a bit more, kind of toned down the slapstick a bit more, and it would have been a really interesting spin-off film. I feel like there was potential. Like I said, there was stuff to like about this. It's just compared to the other two, it's very weak and very annoying. It's the hardest one to watch out of the three. It's the one you kind of like. Can we get to the best segment already? Lumity, at the end of the story, Jack is the only one who can stop the elephant, but why him? There are hundreds of mice. Why does he need to do it? Could have been Gus, would have turned out the same. Because I think it's because Jack's the one that has to learn the lesson. It's about Jack realizing, oh, I might have all these disadvantages as a mouse, but look at the kind of stuff I can do as a mouse. So like, if it was given to Gus or the other mice, it wouldn't have had the same impact, because it's about Jack going through his own arc. Yeah, and like, the arc itself is fine. I just wish that he wasn't learning it where he's just like constantly hurting himself and slapsticking his way through to learn the lesson, and like the lesson only becomes effective when he saves the day at the Spring Festival. But at least he's actually learning something. And it could have been worse. He could have just like this could have just been way more shallow than it is. He could have come out of experience being like, oh, that was bad, and that was it. But like, he does kind of learn something. I'm not saying it's a great arc, but like, it has progress. It has a conclusion. It's fine. It's totally fine. But also, I do want to ride the elephant that the king and the servant was on. The king makes the elephant look really fun to ride on, yeah. Leah, I realise that only me and another Batman Anime series fans will get, but Jock's design looks like a fusion of both the Scarecrow and the Mad Hatter. Yes, he does. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so one more thing I want to say about this segment is that I like that no matter how irritating and silly things get, Cinderella is still her naturally loving, gentle self. Like she's great. She's really I. No matter how bad these segments get, Cinderella is always just there and like always providing that sense of nurture, that sense of kindness and compassion, and it's just great to see her working. Like she's not just sat around. She's actually like helping towards this spring festival, and she's pitching really great ideas to the festival, and even standing up to like bad ideas at the festival. And yeah, Cinders is great in this little segment. Okay, so we've got one more segment. Evan, question: who do you think makes a better role model, Cinderella, Mulan, or Belle? Mulan. Afraid I don't have time to go into why, but I'm sticking with Mulan. Okay, so we got the last segment. The best segment. This is definitely the best segment. Collectathon. Hey, remember the old 5 best and worst Disney sequels did, where you complained about the Return to Neverland because you think the moral sucked? Get me. I'm not gonna get into that. Okay, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm here to talk about Cinderella 3. Soda, I can only imagine that a Disney Batman just appearing out of nowhere. Yeah, so we're going to talk about the last segment, the best segment, my favourite segment. So this one's called, damn it, how did I forget it already? An Uncommon Romance. An Uncommon Romance. So, like, in this one, it's about... I didn't see who followed, sorry. Lumity Fair. Thank you for following. Okay, so with this segment, it's about Anastasia falling for a baker, but later Tremaine is like, no, this can't happen. But Cinders believes in Anastasia and kind of like motivates her to do it. So computer says the third one is the best segment. Quotes of this film is still not good, but I like what it's doing with the characters of Anastasia. I think it's good. I think this is a good segment. It's not just the best segment. It's I think in general it works well on its own. I think it's interesting seeing a more sympathetic side of Anastasia, seeing her as more of a victim of oppressive, controlling parenting. And unlike Drizella, as a character, she's a lot more sensitive and contemplative. She wants real love, not formal marriage for nobility. I gotta say that Anastasia is possibly the most fascinating character in Disney's Cinderella sequels. I really do. Yeah. The Baker and Anastasia don't have a deep or well-developed romance. It's just kind of there, but they look cute together, and the Baker is more of a symbol, like a symbol of the warm softness that Anastasia craves in her cruel, demanding life. Plus, hey, who couldn't fall for this Baker? He's so damn cute. He's so freaking cute. Let's get a picture of him. Look at him. He's so cute. Yeah, he's. I like that he's not a conventional looking love interest. He's a bit chubbier than the usual kind of love interest you get. That's what I kind of like about... That's one of the pluses and positives I like about the Disney sequels, is that you often get the most unlikely romantic pairings. The kinds of the theatrical films, the main studio films, don't really dare to do. But with Disney sequels, sometimes you can see a bit more of a risk to take with, like, hey, you know what, we're gonna have the ugly stepsister with this Baker guy. Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. Hang on, I'm gonna try and catch up with chat. Sorry. Lumity, I like how Cinderella isn't bitter towards Anastasia despite everything she did to her. I'm definitely gonna get to that. Steaming Shark, let's not forget that Anastasia is played by the woman, the legend, the master of playing quirky old ladies, Tress MacNeille. Yes, Tress is voice for Anastasia. I'd say it, one of her best film performances. It really is. Like, she stays true to like that kind of like scratchy kind of like voice, but at the same time she adds a little sensitivity there, adds a bit of tenderness there, a little vulnerability there. Leo, the Baker is cute as fuck. I remember when Frozen came out and people were going on about Christopher was Disney finally doing an unconventional romantic male lead. Meanwhile, I'm like, bitch, please, the Baker is right there and he's stunning. He's so stunning. I'm not gonna lie, he distracted me. Like how handsome he is, and like the gentleness in his eyes. So yeah. I'd put him on my cartoon crushes. Let's just say that. Yeah, Computer Guy says that looking again, he's also quite charming. I agree. Collectathon, I thought the Baker was already in a poly relationship with the Baker. the candlestick maker and probably a mime. Okay. Leo, plus the fact that he's a baker just sets off that coziness in my mind. I can smell those baked goods from here. Yes, absolutely. Imagine the stuff he could bake for you. Soda, he looks like an older version of the kid from Sword in the Stone. I can kind of see that. Computer, he reminds me a bit of Christopher. Yep, yeah, everyone's saying that. Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get back on track with the actual review now. I think it's moving to see Cinderella giving mature advice to her stepsister while also not taking crap from Anastasia. Like, Anastasia will say something insulting like, you look like a maid, and Cinders will say back, well, I'm not the one with egg on my face. And like, or Anastasia says like, you know what, Cinderella, you're beautiful, you have it so easy. And Cinders replies, I don't remember it being easy. Like, she stands up for herself while also staying true to, like, the natural compassion she has for others. Like, Cinders is such a kind soul that she's willing to be a better maternal figure to Anastasia than Lady Tremaine ever was. Like, Cinderella didn't need to be this nice to Anastasia, but she can. And she wants to be. I like the... Cinders is kind of detoxing the damage and bad lessons planted in Anastasia's head by Tremaine. And by the segment's end, Anastasia shows genuine gratitude to Cinderella for helping. Really is, like, so damn thankful. Like, you brought me happiness, Cinders. You did all this for me. She's really grateful. And I love that moment where Anastasia takes a flower from like a heart flower shaped thing and hands it to a little girl. Like, there's some softness and kindness in Anastasia that comes out thanks to Cinders. Cinders is like bringing that soft side out. Yeah. Sorry, my mouth's gone all dry. Collective one. I was making a Wacker's Wish reference when the narrator says twice the butch. Alright, okay, I've not seen that film in ages. Leo, oddly enough, Flynn from Tangled almost looks exactly like the baker, except tall as fuck. There's some amazing concept of autism as this gentle giant. Ooh, I want to see them. Rapunzel looks so teeny next to him. Cinderella playing matchmaker. Yeah. It is kind of cool to see Cinders doing that. I think she seems to really enjoy playing matchmaker. She's down for it. She likes seeing other people being happy. Hello, Sora. I don't know what that... Oh, she's very happy. Sora's very happy. So for those who don't know, Sora is like the biggest Cinderella fan in the world. Kabuga says, alright, I guess the film does have a good part after all. Oh, great. We've won over Computer Guy. Soda, I honestly feel like I must have written a rough outline for a project based off this story, which is fine. Lumity, is Cinderella free alternate timeline because Baker is not there? I'll definitely get to that. Collective Fun, the Baker looks like if the blind fucker from Quest for Spanner got a goddamn haircut. What? Okay. I also, this is something some people bringing up, but like, yeah, I will go into this. So this is the only segment that has a narrative purpose because it foreshadows the character that Anastasia becomes in Cinderella 3. Like, the other two segments, they're not really needed. They're not really necessary. The franchise would be fine without them. But I feel like this segment is a segment where you go, if you've watched Cinderella 2 and you go into Twist of Time, you buy more that Anastasia would like feel guilt for what she does, would have more of an interest in finding real love and that kind of stuff, because this film kind of foreshadows that. And yet it's kind of a shame that the Baker and Anastasia's romance is only in this film, but at the end of the day, romances come and go. It happens. And this love story is less about a deep bond. It's really not. It's cute. They're cute. But I feel like the whole Baker Anastasia concept is more about Anastasia following her heart and standing up to her mom. That's what it's more about. It's more about that. And like I said before, the Baker is more of a symbol of what Anastasia wants more of. Yeah. So I'm cool with it. Where am I in chat now? Good guy. It is an alternate timeline, but Anastasia somehow still manages to meet the Baker. I can't remember. It's been a while since I saw Cinderella Free. I think the last time I saw it was for the Film Chumps podcast. But yeah, I don't mind her. I get the frustration of in them not being an item in Free, but Free's not about that. Free's not supposed to be about that. And again, yeah, I've said what I wanted to say. Zelda, did anyone notice the look on Giselle before leaving her sister with the baker? Yes! Yes! I loved that moment. That was a great little moment where basically, right at the end of this segment, you have Anastasia finally being with the baker, finally being free, finally having someone. And Drizella could have just, like, stormed off with her mum, but she stops, and she looks, and she's like, wait, hang on. People could be together without the purpose of, like, going into nobility or wealth or riches? Like, what is this? And the Lady Twain's like, come on. Like, that's such a good moment. It's a little subtle way of saying, like, you know what? In some universe, Drizella could be on the same path as Anastasia. Could be. Collect fun. I'm not sure why most people keep gushing over these Cinderella sequels when in reality we could be all gushing over Return of Jafar. I'm not going to get into that, mate. Leo, okay, on the note of Flynn concerts, I'm just going to get you excited for later, because there's other concert topics. Flynn is a short Jack Black type, hell yes, and another is this exotic, darker-skinned, male Esmeralda-looking figure with a little bit of Prince look about him. Send me those later. Evan, do you know what I'd like to see? After the events of Cinderella 3, Anastasia makes Cinderella a dress to make up for her tearing up the clothes in the original movie. I like that. I genuinely like that idea. That would be nice. Unfortunately, the Disney sequel department got shut down. It's like, no more. We're not going to get any more films like that, unfortunately. And fortunately. Because, yeah, I would have liked a Cinderella 4. Like, yeah. Steam. Anastasia leaving her mother reminds me of what Stubbs did in We're Back, A Dinosaur Story. Later, Anastasia and the baker just look so cute together. Can you imagine how wonderful their domestic life would be? Them being happy, raising a family, a new start. I 100%... click the wrong one, sorry. 100% get it. Like, while I know there are reasons why this is the only time we see this, and, like, I will defend those reasons, there's a big part of me that's like, you know what, I want more of this. I definitely want more of this. Leo, I love that moment with Gisela, seeing those two break free from their abuse, reform, and start over is good food. A shame on only Anastasia got together. Yeah. Okay, so after all these stories are told, they've finished this book. All the mice have finished this book, and then they take it to Cinderella, and they just sit by the fireplace, and they read these stories with Cinderella. It's a really nice ending. Again, this is one of the reasons I like the framing device. This is a cute framing device, and the way it ends is really nice. And I can imagine kids that grew up with this film feeling some nostalgia to this moment. I can see it. It's a nice little conclusion. Like, these mice have made this project for Cinderella, and Cinderella sees the love and effort they've put into it, and look how cute Fairy Godmother looks, just chill on the chair. She's paid her attention, she's shown her love, but like she's now enjoying the fireplace, and it's over. It's nice. I like it. Yeah, I like the ending. It's a cute ending. It's Leo still talk about the baker and Anastasia. Let's go back to them for a moment. Okay, so Leo says the kids would be so bloody cute. Imagine Anastasia being a mum as she has to reflect and not raise her kids the way she was raised. Yes. Needing Auntie Cinderella's help. Yes. Why do I need to do this to myself? Oh, you know what? Why don't we just have like an Anastasia spin-off? Why don't we have an Anastasia spin-off where she kind of like takes things a bit further with the baker and just has her own little film, like a straight-to-video animated film, same animation quality as Cinderella 3. I'd buy that. I'd watch that. I know loads of Disney fans would be totally down for that. I don't get why Disney don't realize. They don't really know I don't really realize how much fandom there is around this one segment, and they've not really embraced it as much as they could have. Okay. So, how would I conclude my feelings on this? I think Cinderella 2 is okay. I think it's fine. I think it's just okay. Rewatching it, I'm like, yeah, I get why some kids would enjoy this, and there's some positives here and there, and it's nowhere near as bad as I remember. And there are much worse Disney sequels out there. Yeah, this is a cash grab that just slaps 3 cartoon episodes together. Yes, the original songs don't fit the Cinderella aesthetic at all. Yes, Jack Jack's segment is pretty bad. And Prince Charming is very underused. Like, Prince Charming is barely in these segments. But, like, every segment stays true to Cinderella's kind character. Plus, every segment has a running theme of making dreams come true. Like the title implies. Like, you look at each of these segments, they're about characters making their dreams come true. So you got, like, the first segment is about Cinderella. She wants more. She wants the working class to, like, be able to come to the castle. She wants to have more sense of freedom of expression, and she finds that dream and she makes it come true. You got the second segment. Jock wants to be human. Dream comes true. I'm not saying it's a great example of that happening, but it's part of the theme. And you got the last segment where Anastasia makes a dream come true by being with the baker. So, like, at least thematically, all these segments connect in some way. Which you can't really say about with a lot of, like, slap a few episodes together Disney sequels that you get quite a lot of. And again, the animation's decent for Disney sequel standards. And An Uncommon Romance is such a sweet little story. Like, it's worth seeing Cinderella 2 and going through, like, the segments just to get to the third segment and just feel real warm and cozy watching this third segment. Overall, I'd say Cinderella 2 is like a 3 out of 5. I think it's okay. I think it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'm cool with it. Where am I in chat? I feel like I've missed. Everyone's chatting to each other. I'm gonna let you have your little chat. I don't want to intervene. Clyde Font says nowhere. Steam, kind of like Incredibles 2. It was a cash grab, but has its moments. Leo, I'd say it's a guilty pleasure, but I felt no shame. It just has some of the little tropes I loved as a kid and still do now. Yeah, and I get that. I totally 100% get why kids would enjoy this film. I see the appeal for kids. I really honestly do. Like, if I didn't grow up with this film, by the way, this was not part of my childhood, but, like, if it was, I feel like I probably would have enjoyed quite a few things, especially the third segment. So yeah, would you give this movie a C grade? Maybe like a C minus, maybe a C minus. Then again, I don't really know the grading system very well. Okay, so does anyone have anything else they want to throw in about Cinderella 2 before I wrap things up? Anything you want to add? So C is technically 3 out of 5. Okay, cool. I can't remember what a rating system was for British schools. I do want to do more live reviews on Twitch, by the way. I do want to do it. They're very fun. It's always kind of fun to review something while also hearing other people's opinions and kind of expanding on things or pointing out things I might not have noticed. I like doing live reviews. The thing is that, like, they take a lot of prep. They take a lot of prep because I have to watch the film. I have to kind of, like, think how I feel about it, maybe write some notes down. So there's a lot of prep involved. So it's very hard to squeeze a review into my schedule, but I want to try more often because I know that's the potential of what my brand can do is live reviews, like what I do on YouTube, but live. I think I should be embracing that a bit more. Soda, maybe a B, but I was a kid who preferred Avengers and Machines. Computer, out of 20, my score is 9 out of 20. Oh, I won't go that far. Actually, I don't know. I think probably like a 13 out of 20. I don't know. It's like a 12 or 13. Maybe I'm being too nice. I don't know. Evan, if we're doing live reviews, can we all rate the movie at the end of the stream? You're welcome to. I'm not going to stop you. If you want to rate it yourselves in chat, go for it. Sorry, did we discuss the Lucifer X Pom Pom storyline? I still don't know what to make of that story. Oh, so I didn't talk about that. Yeah, I should have mentioned that. I'm sorry. So like in the last segment, Uncommon Romance, there is a subplot involving Lucifer and Pom Pom. I think it's kind of cute, and it's kind of funny seeing the mice help the cat who usually hunts them down. And I like that the whole Pom Pom and Lucifer thing bounces off the segment it is in kind of neatly, because like it's about it's kind of like its own little romance story going off in the background. It's fine. It's kind of a shame that Lucifer doesn't appreciate all the mouse's efforts. I would have liked if they had like a nicer ending for that, but it's fine. It's fine. I am a bit more. When I watched that segment, I'm a bit more invested in the actual like Baker Anastasia thing. I don't really think about the cat thing. I think it's fine. It's fine. Where am I in chat now? Leo, I like the way we get to have an open discussion about these things. Yes, that's what I want. That's honestly what I want. Because a lot of the time when I'm making reviews, I'm kind of a bit closed off, and I'm having to kind of like work on my own and like think about, okay, what do I think? It's nice to do a review where I get to hear other people's opinions and like other people's perspectives, things that I might have missed, that kind of thing. It's just I'm personally finding it very difficult to bounce between chat and what I want to say. I need to get better at that. That's a me problem though. It's something I've got to get better at, and it's because I've not done enough live reviews. I need to do more so I can get better at doing it. So Collectathon says my score is Buffalo out of 10. Lumicha says I grew up with Cinderella 2 out of a soft spot for it, and I get why. I get why. There are so many little things here that I get why kids would get attached to it. I really do. Leo, the mice were basically like, we get this guy laid, we won't have any trouble. Yeah, and they still have trouble. The mice put so much effort into helping Lucifer. They clean the hell out of Lucifer. They clean him up really good. Getting to God knows how many bases, and Lucifer's like, have at it. Eat the mice that like were my wingmen. Screw you, Lucifer. Lumity gives it a 7 out of 20. Wow, this is from someone that grew up with Cinderella 2. I'm being nicer to it than someone that grew up with it. Right, okay, I better be off now. Hope you enjoyed the stream, that's the main thing. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And Wednesday's quiz, live quiz, I'm doing a live quiz on Wednesday, 8 PM, British summertime. It's going to be on Disney Sidekicks. Yes, it's going to be on Disney Sidekicks. After I've done the stream, I'm going to go and work on the quiz now. I'm going to go and work on the quiz. And then Friday, keep this in mind. So on Friday, this is something I really want a lot of people to come to because it's very special, very important. On Friday, I'm going to be doing a live Let's Play of the Game Grumps game, Dream Daddy, a dad dating simulator. I'm going to be playing that. I'm going to play as much as I can because it's going to be for charity, for the LGBT plus British. So it's for the British LGBT plus mental health charity Mind Out, from Mind Out. So I'm gonna be raising money for Mind Out while playing Dream Daddy. It'd be really great if we get loads of people there. I might be having some donation goals. So like if I get to like $25. I'll do something kind of crazy. If I get $50, that kind of thing. I'm thinking of doing it. It depends on the time I have and that kind of stuff. Yeah. I'm looking forward to playing it. Collectathon says, actually, my score is... Okay, I don't know. This guy's just throwing jokes at everyone, so I'm not going to read it. Kabiga says, I did enjoy it. See you, Jam. Oh, good. Fantastic. Bye, Soda. Leo's looking forward to Friday's stream. Computer Guy says, I have music class every Friday evenings. That's why Computer Guy's not been at the Friday streams. That explains things now. That's totally fine. Enjoy your music class. Hope you learn a lot from them. Lumity, looking forward to it. Soda, I might be there, I might not. unfortunately I can't donate, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. If what I'm thinking of doing is, like, if you can't donate, then encourage others to come into the stream so we can get you get a lot of donations for Mind Out, because it's Pride Month. We should do something nice for a Pride charity. I feel like, yeah, should feel like it's something we gotta do. But yeah, hope you're happy, hope you're smiling, hope you're well, hope you have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is for you.